Kevin Stefanski versus Shedeur Sanders. Let's talk about it.
Ain't been tired, never known curfews. Sunday night quiet, I ain't even out my church shoes. I done been wide, premarital guessing perfumes. Psychoing a lot, they keep asking me who hurt you. Dreaded for diapers, ain't that some shit? You think buying beers and pacifiers made me a pacifist? There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.
All right, welcome to Sports World Talk Football, where we talk the world of football. And today we are talking Kevin Stefanski versus Shedeur Sanders. And the reason why I say versus is because I feel, me personally, there is no connection between Kevin Stefanski and Shedeur Sanders because, Kevin is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. We have seen in recent weeks and recent months that his pick for quarterback was definitely Dillon Gabriel. It definitely has been a mishandling with the Brown situation the past few months since the draft. It comes across to me that Kevin Stefanski's pick was Dillon Gabriel. It seems like the ownership or upper management wanted Shedeur Sanders. And it has came to a situation like the Browns is a team that had 5 quarterbacks on roster. Everyone was like, why do you have so many quarterbacks? You still have, what's his name? Watson still recovering from injury. They had Joe Flacco. They had, of course, Dillon Gabriel. They had, what's the other guy they traded? I forgot his name. It's crazy. But they had him as well, a number of different quarterbacks, and they have traded 2 of them, released 1, and now you've gotten to a situation to where you have Dillon Gabriel and you have Shedeur Sanders. And for me personally, the reason why I say versus again as far as Shedeur Sanders and Kevin Stefanski is Kevin recently had an interview a few days ago after the Joe Flacco trade, and you can tell that he wasn't really aware of that trade. You can tell on the, by his demeanor that he didn't agree with that trade. You can tell that, he was like, man, God, now I have to put Shedeur at number 2. Man, I want to keep him at number 3. And me personally, okay, yeah, you gave Dillon Gabriel the starting position because Joe Flacco didn't play well. But you saw that in training camp. In the last preseason game, you gave Joe Flacco a chance to play in the game, and you gave Dillon Gabriel a chance to play in the game. And then whatever scraps left over, you gave to Shedeur Sanders. And me personally, I feel like we know what you're going to get from Joe Flacco. He's been a veteran for years. Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, 2 runs with them, a few other teams, whatnot. But what I'm saying is this. That last preseason game, I go back to that. That should have been a game to where the 2 rookies should split time. You get first half, you get second half. However you want to do it. Give Dillon Gabriel first half because he's a 3rd-round pick. Shedeur, 5th round, you get the second half. Or something, just so you can see and let these 2 guys battle it out. But it wasn't like that. It's never been an even playing field when it comes to Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. And people want to say, well, he's a 5th-round draft pick. Well, Dillon Gabriel's not a 1st-rounder, is he? He's not a 2nd-rounder either, is he? He's a 3rd-round draft pick, which is nothing wrong with that. It's nothing against Dillon Gabriel. I do hope he be successful in general as far as his career. But what I'm saying is, as far as opportunity-wise, that's all that I ask for is an even opportunity for both guys. Because we all know, 5th-round draft pick, Shedeur, he should have went higher. We all know he should have went higher. But, hey, it is what it is by now. But what I'm saying with Kevin Stefanski, he can't even admit that Shedeur Sanders is the 2nd-string quarterback by default. And that's my issue. You had 5 quarterbacks, trade, release. And now you got, a situation to where Joe Flacco was benched. So Shedeur was number 2, number 3. He should have went to number 2 because we saw how bad Joe Flacco was at that particular situation. We saw how bad he was as far as playing games and stuff like that. He should have went to number 2 as far as Shedeur. But he didn't. Okay, cool. He said it's the 3rd string. That's cool. Joe's a veteran. Okay, cool. But now Joe's gone. So shouldn't that automatically move by default again? Shedeur Sanders from number 3 to number 2? I don't understand. But, he puts out statements like, well, we got to see, go over this, look at this, before we name. Stop it. Stop it, bro. Just stop it. Look at that situation, man. I forgot what the practice guy name was, Kirby or whatever his name was. You putting him in the situation to possibly the number 2 quarterback on your team when he was on the practice squad? That makes you look bad. It makes you look bad as a coach. It makes you look bad as a decision maker. And it lets me know that you will never have success by doing stuff like that in the Cleveland Browns organization or in football in general. If you make decisions like that, bro, like it's a practice squad quarterback that you're possibly putting on your team on the field as a number 2 when you have 2 guys that you drafted. One, of course, you always show favoritism towards, and the other one, ownership likes. But hey, for what reason? I don't know why you don't like Shedeur Sanders. Oh, you don't like, his personality. He always says positive things every time I see any interview. You know what I mean? As far as the way he handles things, come on, man. Be a grown-up, though. I feel like Kevin Stefanski, I don't know if he's afraid, or whatever like this, or he's one of those guys that say, no, I'm doing it my way. It's my way. I don't care if it's good for the team, whatever. I'm doing it my way. And you're trash for that. You know what I mean? I think that, like I said, I'm not saying, put Shedeur at the number 1 spot or anything like that. I'm just saying give him an equal opportunity. Give him an equal opportunity to battle for the number 1 spot. And like I said, in a situation like this, you basically came down to now 2 quarterbacks. We're not talking about Kirby or whatever his name was because he was on the practice squad. Why would he jump Shedeur from practice squad to second string quarterback? That makes no sense at all. No sense at all. If you was an actually productive head coach, then you would see a situation like this. Okay, hey, I have 2 quarterbacks basically and a practice quarterback. I'm going to make sure my 2 rookies are well trained. I'm making sure they have everything that they need and stuff like that. But you don't do that, Kevin Stefanski. Why is that? And I feel this right here. If this is not handled right here, this will be his last year as the head coach for the Cleveland Browns. I'm not wishing it, but what I'm saying like this, you're showing that you don't know how to handle situations when it comes to players, high-profile personalities, or anything like that. You're showing that. And in my opinion, it makes you look bad. You know what I mean? It don't make Shedeur look bad. It makes you look bad in a situation. You have fans that like him. You have, people up top that like him and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm not saying show favoritism to Shedeur. I'm saying, again, give him an equal opportunity. And it just don't make no sense. Dylan Gabriel, he's not a bad quarterback. He's a good, solid quarterback. I think he has potential and stuff like that. But at the same time, he's not wowing nobody either. You know what I mean? But like I said, just give him equal opportunity. I don't know. I think that, like I said, I think at some point of this season, Shedeur will get some type of time, but it will be because upper management see, hey, we're not winning games. Let's try something else. I hope they win games just in general, but hey. But let me know what you think. Is Kevin Stefanski doing too much against Shedeur Sanders? Let's talk about it.
There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.